Okay, 11.5 is talking about two secants. This one's pretty easy. So a secant, remember, goes a chord and then outside the circle, chord outside the circle. When they meet outside, you're going to have an angle that they make. And then if you notice, between these two lines, there's one arc and two arcs. And you want to take the bigger arc and make sure you label that the big arc, and the smaller arc, the smaller arc. And remember, the arcs have to be around the circle, and the angle, these two lines, the angles between them. So the biggest thing is labeling here, and then we're using this formula. And a key part of this formula is remembering to put a parentheses around the small arc so that this negative distributes if you need to, as well as the angle so the 2 distributes. So two big things: label your angle and big and small, and then make sure you put parentheses around each piece so that you distribute these 2 and this negative. So let's try a practice problem. Example number 1, label your angle, label your big arc, and label your small arc right now, and push pause so you make sure you know how to do that, and then push play when you're ready to go. Okay, you should have had the angle right here. This right here is the small arc, and this right here is the big arc. So 55, small arc is our unknown, big arc. And we're going to set up the equation. So we have our big arc minus our small arc equals 2 times our angle. And the order of that is really important. So go ahead and try solving this for the question mark and push pause. And then when you have it, push play to see if you're right. Okay, so here you should have gotten 110, 155 minus your question mark. And then if you subtract the 155 over, you would have gotten negative 45. So your question mark is 45. And make sure you put the degree sign on there. That's very important. Okay, the next question. If you got this wrong, make sure you raise your hand and ask me about it. But the next section, number 2. So we're going to be finding x and then plugging it back in because it says find MSA, the measure of SA. So go ahead and label your angle, small arc, and big arc, and push pause while you do that, and then push play to check your answers. Okay, you should have gotten your angle, your small arc, and your big arc. And if you notice, the big arc is almost always the farthest away from your angle. But make sure you still check the size before you actually assume it. So I'm going to fill these in. Okay, and then in your equation, we're going to have our big arc minus our small arc equal 2 times our angle. Now the key thing here is distributing. Go ahead and try solving for this. Push pause, and then check your answer by pushing play. Okay, so here we go. We're going to distribute those. So 20x plus 1 minus 7x minus 2 equals 90. And then we're going to move all the numbers to one side. So we're going to move this over. We're going to take this away. And so on the left side, we have 20x and minus 7x, which is 13x. And on the right side, we have 92 and negative 1, which is 91. And then when we divide that, let's see. Just want to double check. Yeah, so we divide that. So x is 7. Make sure you got that. And then we're going to plug it back into SA. We want the measure of SA, and it's an arc. So you know that it's going to be around the circle from S, shortest distance to A. So it's that 20x plus 1. So we do that, and you should get 141 degrees. Okay, that is 11.5. During this section, we also want to be looking at 11.6 and 11.7, so make sure you watch those videos.